see if this is working. It has started. I apologize. It's a force of habit that when I start filming that I like sniff because my allergies have historically been terrible. It's just a force of habit that I just say something and then it happens. It's always at the beginning of a video. Regardless, I will go ahead and acknowledge this is probably one of our messiest events in AHS Plays UFC 5 history. So let me see if it's working before I dwell completely into it. Alright, so I don't really have a set date to upload these events because at first they were on Thursdays and then I changed them to Saturdays. And today that is going to be uploaded is probably going to be Sunday. Now, as you can see, a fight has already started. Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler, 2. So I'm going to press resume. We got a lot to discuss, and the first thing that we'll be discussing is why is this delayed. I will be honest with y'all. I started filming this on, oh my goodness, am I even a fighter? I'm not. I knew something. Okay, again. That is fine, I guess. So I started filming this Friday. And I already had done this fight. This fight had already happened. Spoiler alert, Mike Chandler won, so that's why I've chose Michael Chandler again. And during the process of filming, I had to stop. I'm not going to go into detail to why, but long story short, it would have been a while before I could have filmed, and if I went into detail about it, you probably would be bothered about it. So that's why I'm not going to reveal it, but if you use context clues, you probably could figure it out. Regardless, it delayed me in filming Friday. My Saturday until now was very busy. It was a very good day. I don't think anything bad happened, to be honest. I did see a woman fall, and I'm not laughing, but I was one of 3 people to see it happen, so I kind of felt bad. Regardless, the reason that this fight happened is because I restarted the event, and I thought that it would take us to the menu, and it did not. It restarted and went ahead and started the fight. So I pressed play. Here we are fighting. I don't think y'all are that bothered by it. I am bothered by the upload date because I'm very OCD and I'm very organized. I either want videos uploaded every other day or all in a row. So I've uploaded 3 in a row, a space, and then 1. So it does feel a bit awkward, but if it doesn't bother y'all, then the grand scheme of things is fine. If it does bother y'all, I think you understand why. Regardless, our opening contest, Michael Chandler, Dan Hooker 2. This is event number 10. Next event will obviously be event number 11. And the only reason I am specifying that is because the winner of this fight will face the winner of the next fight at event number 12 to earn a shot at the lightweight championship. So hopefully you've been tuning in and understand what the next fight is. If not, you can see it and the rest of this card after this fight. But spoiler alert, it's a lightweight fight. So the only thing that I had discussed in the previous filming session was picking off where we left off at the last UFC event and talk about Cooper Kupp and being a free agent, how much I wanted him to sign with the Packers. And it is very funny that the last that I had filmed, the Cowboys were a top consideration. That was why I was like, what the hell, there? But no. It's not the Packers, not the Cowboys. It's the freaking Seahawks. And yes, I'm very salty about it. I understand why. My Packers did sign Mecole Hardman, which I'm not against. My exact tweet was say that it is a step in the right direction. What I will say, the Packers receiving room is good and interesting, but a lot of the league's receiving rooms are probably better. And it did not help that it was very consistent all year, and it went to hell during the playoffs. And it hurts. It's very emotional. We're going into a scenario where Christian Watson's probably not playing most of the year. And I'm going to relate this to basketball and my favorite team of basketball in a second. But Christian Watson's probably not playing most of the year. And when he comes back, if he comes back, hopefully he comes back, I don't really want to be relying too much on him. And I'm going to relate this to basketball because my Grizzlies, like, it keeps getting worse and worse. Win-wise, playing-wise, and freaking injury-wise. Shout out. Hopefully Brandon Clark is okay, but he's out for the rest of the season, and we don't know when we'll see him again. Love BC, and I hate that it happened. So get well soon to him. But the reason that I'm relating this to the Grizzlies is because at the trade deadline, I thought we had a bad trade deadline. IMO. And I heard from several people, and it's not just a phrase for our team, but I heard in this scenario and for my team, well, we're getting G.G. Jackson back. We're getting Vince Williams back. They're like new acquisitions, and I hated that sentiment. Just because we had to go so long without somebody, just putting them back into the situation. That's not a new acquisition. And the even more reason I'm going to relate it to this is because it's very difficult to rely on somebody coming off of serious injuries. And in Christian Washington, this is a very serious injury. As here is the rest of our card. Main event fight for the heavyweight championship. Stipe Miocic defending against Minotauro Nogueira. Nogueira was the replacement fighter / standby fighter in our heavyweight Grand Prix that it took place. That Stipe Miocic won, so since he was not needed, I said that he would get the next heavyweight title shot. Rampage Jackson, he's defeated Rashad Evans and Dan Henderson in the series to earn this light heavyweight title shot against Alex Pereira. Our next lightweight #1 contender will be Khabib Nurmagomedov or Charles Oliveira, with right behind them in line being Michael Chandler and either Max Holloway or BJ Pitts. So let's find out who wins this fight. But back to the injury situation. I personally want the pack because I'm not satisfied just with Nicole Hardman. Like I said, it's a step in the right direction because at least it shows that they're listening, they're trying. Granted, everybody that was on every Packers wish list and rumor mill, DK Metcalf, Devontae Adams, even freaking Cooper Kupp. Guess what? None of them came here. None of them are at the Packers at the moment. So hopefully they're not done. I don't know. If we draft a wide receiver, I understand why, and I'm not against it, but I personally would like us to add a veteran that wouldn't take away from our current crop of guys, because I feel that our current crop of guys are okay and have showed sides that they have a chance to succeed, where if they can't, go to the guy that has been reliable most of his career. So that's why I wanted us to add a Cooper Kupp. I'll even be the one to say it. I wouldn't be against us adding Keenan Allen. I know that's unlikely because he was on the Bears, and a lot of the rumors that I've seen about him is he said he's either going back to LA or back to the Bears. But someone of that mold. But I will say, Nicole Hardman, like I said, is a step in the right direction. And the good thing about him, and I'm glad that a lot of the Packer fan pages posted this, he's a multiple-time Super Bowl champion and had a game-winning catch? What's the word I'm looking for? Catch. That's the word I'm looking for. In the Super Bowl. So that is something that, again, a lot of people were down on it. I also could tell y'all now I didn't expect Devontae to come back. I know he kind of teased it, but I didn't really expect Devontae to come back because we kind of ended on salty terms. Cooper Kupp, I was hoping that was going to be the case, but a lot of teams are going after him, so I kind of didn't expect that. And then DK Metcalf, we don't like paying people money, so he wanted money. And I'm not going to say I've talked negatively about DK Metcalf, but when you, think of the top wide receivers, he doesn't come out as much as he would have the past couple of years. So if he would have been here, I would have been supporting him. I would have hoped he, dyed his hair green. I think it is. I don't even know what color it is. I think it at one point, I'm fairly certain it was green, but it was like Seahawks green. We're going to need it Packers green, but now it's going to be freaking Steeler yellow. Regardless, hopefully it's not done. Grizzlies side of things, I don't want to talk about anything because everything is going to shit. So if I try to avoid it, maybe it'll stop. But I don't know. That Clippers game really sucked because we had it going. Halftime came. It seemed like they opened a window and sucked everything out that we had going. I don't understand what the hell happened there. The Trailblazers game. The thing about the Trailblazers game that is a somewhat silver lining is the next game they beat the Nuggets. So it's not like, oh, we're the only team that lost to Trailblazers. The Trailblazers have been good for the past couple of months as well, which, again, I'm not going to be that salty about because I made a video a long time ago talking very highly about the Trailblazers. It's finally coming to fruition. So, you know, it's playoffs. It's March Madness season. So it's like NBA, we're standing watching, but it's just such a weird part in the NBA schedule because teams that are trying to tank, like, they're fully trying to tank, and you're not seeing the exciting names as much. Some teams have already clinched #1 seed and high playoff seed, so they're sitting there, guys, that way. They're not playing them that much. And then you got teams that are fighting for position, but because it's changing so much, it's hard to keep up with. So a lot of these games matter. Obviously, these games matter, but in the eyes of some, not as much because March Madness is going on. I've been tuning in. I believe that Tennessee just won their game against UCLA, which I'll be honest with y'all, I did not pick a bracket this year. And looking at that matchup, I'm glad that I don't, because those are always the two teams that I'm very high on because Russell Westbrook went to UCLA, and I've always rooted for Tennessee. But essentially, it's just anybody but Alabama. I would prefer Duke. I don't hate Duke. A lot of people do. I don't hate Duke, but, you know, they are very, very cocky. But you can say that about a lot of sports teams. But, you know, I'm not rooting for a lot of them. As Max Holloway picks the victory. I did not even say a single word about this fight. I didn't even say a single word about this Max Holloway alter ego that I finally purchased. I waited and waited, but this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite fights and moments in UFC history. I feel that a lot of people have that sentiment about Gaethje and Holloway. And I waited and waited because I was like, I'm waiting for them to add an alter ego in the item shop that I'm blown away by. And it cost me several fights of not being able to use this version of Max Holloway. So I finally purchased it, especially because we're using him here, and we'll be using him again against Michael Chandler at event number 12. Event number 12 will crown a new lightweight #1 contender, and we'll also have a lightweight title fight. Dustin Poirier defending against the winner of Charles do Bronx Oliveira versus Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov. So, I will also tell y'all this now. This is something that is a rarity in this series. The main thing with this fight is that in real life, both of these men have defeated Dustin Poirier. So it's a chance for him to get redemption. So this is going to be the rare coin flip fight to where very evenly matched, a somewhat similar circumstance. And I'm not going to say I don't care who wins. It doesn't matter to me who wins, but I think it makes it a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to give Khabib. Khabib is going to be heads. Oliveira is going to be tails, which the back of this quarter that I'm using is special. A lot of the quarters that I have special backs. So I don't really have regular tails anymore, but here we go. I'm going to tell y'all what happens, and it lands on tails. So we will be Charles Oliveira. Even though, if I'm going to be honest, I probably should have been Khabib because the two times that he has fought in this, the first time that he fought this series, he fought Tony Ferguson and lost. So this is a 5-round fight as well. I feel that this is kind of a fight that could have fit that motto. And this is I'm not going to know what, I think UFC 261. Charles Oliveira alter ego that was free in the item shop a couple weeks ago if you voted in that poll, which I did. And I'm going to hope that the results are revealed. I think the results are going to be revealed this week because a new punch card starts. But I might be wrong with that. not I don't make the rules. They say stay tuned. They told us to stay tuned, but I also know that the next UFC pay-per-view is not for a couple more weeks, and most punch cards start then. So time will tell. And I will admit to y'all, I there's a slight chance that I was going to hold this off until next week and film it then. But obviously that's not the case. I'm filming it now because I kind of wanted to do it now, and I had a bit of free time. There's also this new trend happening where people are putting their face into water, and then now they are changing it up and diving into water, but that also might be a rib and not real. And the main reason I'm watching these, there's an obvious reason I'm watching this walkout, but I wanted to see if Hasbullah pops up. I also need to get a sip of water. Let's see if he pops up. We're also at the O2 in London. I forgot to acknowledge that. There he is. There's Hasbullah. The second time appearing in the series, I think. Might be his third time. He's definitely appeared once. So let's see who's going to face Dustin Poirier. So event number 11. The card will be revealed during the course of this event. But spoiler alert, all the fights are title fights, which I've said that a couple times already. Event number 12, we have the lightweight title on the line with Dustin Poirier defending against the winner of this fight. The middleweight title is on the line with George St. Pierre defending against Kamaru Usman. And then we have a trifecta of number one contender bouts taking place, specifically for the heavyweight title, featherweight title, and then the lightweight title, which I've told y'all time and time again. I've specified that a little bit too much, but maybe y'all weren't listening and needed it. For Doris choke, which I believe that is how Tony Ferguson defeated Khabib on here. And there's a chance that Oliveira does it as well. We're going to try it again. I'm willing to stand up. I don't really know if there's anything else. WrestleMania seasons above. It definitely sucks because I have to wait a full week to officially talk about it. But I talked about it at length in this week's ROH review about, when are they going to announce Supercard of Honor? Supercard of Honor happening. And guess what? It's freaking happening, and it's not going to be WrestleMania. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Oliveira wins. Dustin, be ready. It's going to be happening, but not Supercard of Honor, or it's not going to be WrestleMania weekend. It's going to be 2 weeks after, because Supercard of Honor, WrestleMania weekend is the 20th of April. So there's a week, and then May 2nd is going to be Supercard of Honor. I just heard a loud bang. So let me fact check this, and hopefully I was not ribbed. I say that word a lot here. Supercard of Honor. It's going to be in New Jersey as well. So I don't really know why this is the instance that this is happening. But at least it's happening. So, okay. So it's also, Collision's going to be at the same location the next night. So maybe it's probably easier for them to do that. It just sucks for me. All right, I'll also tell you, I'm going to peek the curtain back a little bit. One of the retro reviews coming up. It's so fucking funny. One of the retro reviews coming up is going to be Supercard of Honor 2022. And I planned it that way because I thought Super Card of Honor is going to be that weekend. So I'm still reviewing Super Card of Honor 2020. I might actually change it up. I might change it up. Not guaranteeing it. No, I'm not guaranteeing it. But Super Card of Honor 2022 will be reviewed. I love that event. There's a lot that I want to discuss, and especially because in this Tony Khan era of Ring of Honor, I've covered everything from the first TV episode onward. So I'm kind of backtracking and covering the 3 events that I hadn't. And if there's definitely some notable incidences and events that happened during that time period that I need to discuss, that I plan on doing so then. So Super Card of Honor 2022 will be reviewed in the next couple of weeks. That is what I will say there. Granted, it kind of WrestleMania weeks really messed up already with the NBA playoffs starting that week as well. So for y'all on the channel, y'all should be getting a lot of freaking videos because it's the 2 biggest time periods in WWE and the damn NBA. So I guess realistically for the NBA, you could say maybe free agency in the off season, but I would say more so the playoffs, obviously. And depending on what the hell the matchup is for the finals, it should be the finals. Sometimes we've been getting some bad finals matchups. So I'm glad that they announced Super Card of Honor. Kind of wish it was WrestleMania weekend, but there's already a lot going on that weekend, so I can understand it. They probably also could have changed the name of, I don't know. Maybe that's just me overthinking. I also want to know why this Rampage shirt is not available. If it is, I haven't seen it. But I kind of wish this Rampage shirt was available in the store. As this is probably our biggest light heavyweight title fight thus far. Because we had Pereira and Adesanya 3. You could really argue that one. We had Pereira Blachowicz 2. And we had Pereira and Shogun, as Pereira is looking to defeat another former light heavyweight champion in Quentin Rampage Jackson. So a massive fight going on here. Check the viewership and comments, see if anything I have missed. It's going to be insane. This might be a shorter video than usual, but y'all can understand why. This Rampage is in the octagon. The ring. Some people I'm not going to say I hate when people call this a ring, but it's not a ring. It's an octagon. If they wanted it to be a ring, they could put the dang Pride Arena in it. Because that's not an octagon. I don't know why Bruce does not sound that excited for this. Alright. It's time to fight. It's also to say that we gotta watch all that is again for our main event fight. Oh. That should have been a high kick. I shouldn't have called it out because then he knew what was happening. I'll give him credit. Anything he throws has been landed. I'm gonna tell you this. I told some people this already. I probably should have even tweeted it. I went to an out-of-town Walmart today, and I feel it's an obligation to look at the wrestling figure section in any store that has them, specifically Walmart, because it's probably the most popular location. In this wrestling figure section, legitimately had one of those retro, what do they call it? The Superstar Series. And I'm only saying that because I have an Undertaker in front of me. A Superstar Series, Roddy Piper, and 2 basic Charlotte Flairs. And that is it. This is the smallest figure selection I have ever seen at Walmart. And what's crazy is, like, all the other stuff was loaded. Like, the new Minecraft movies coming out, there's, like, so many sections of Minecraft stuff because of that. It's WrestleMania season. I've yet to go to a Walmart that has one of those WrestleMania cubes, by the way. I'm waiting for that to happen. But I was the moment that happened, and that was the first thing that I did, I was ready to leave the store, but I had to do other things. So that sucked. Okay. It's the second big shot he has landed on us. That could have been it. That probably should have been it. Okay. Oh! It was a little bit too far away. So back and forth. First round with big shots landing on both sides. Let's see what the highlight is. It's got to be us. Good. I don't know if I've told y'all what the event schedule is going to be. We're at event 10 right now. Event 11, all title fights. Event 12, I've already went through its card. Event 13, I think I have it lined up how I like it. And we're going to be using fighters that have only been used once in the series. So a bit of a redemption for those fighters. And then event 14 and 15 will be a 2-part season finale. We're going to take a break from the series to work on our Brooklyn Nets 2K25 series that spiced up this week. Check that out. Plug. But I have penciled in plans for all these events, obviously, and like I've said it the whole series, the goal is to make them bigger, badder, and better. Event 13, not necessarily is going to be the case because there's no like fights with title implications, no title fights taking place. But there are definitely some unsung heroes of the series that were only used once or just not in the best spotlight. So we're going to try to give them a shot at redemption, which I need to come up with a proper name for that event. Because I don't want to call it Redemption, because I just did an Impact Redemption pay-per-view review not that long ago. Okay. Anytime I try to go for the knee, he throws a punch and stops it from happening. And that should be it. Anytime I try to call my shot, it doesn't happen. Ooh. We're risking it. And it happened. It worked. Alright, we won. We retained. I want to give y'all some hints. Pereira's defeated another former light heavyweight champion. There's definitely some other names that we could throw and mention in that list, but I think there's one specifically that y'all would be interested in. So Pereira retained his championship again. Might have put him against Magomed Ankalaev and get revenge in that sense, but it ain't happening anytime soon. Who won round 1? It was 9-10. So we have one more fight left for a heavyweight title. Stipe Miocic defended against Minotauro Nogueira. Here we go. Main event time. Also, we did complete this season's punch card, which I always like to acknowledge. And we sat through the last fighter walkouts. Might as well sit through these. See if there's any news happening. Stipe does look ready for this fight. He's looking ready to defend his heavyweight Grand Prix and heavyweight title. Here is your tell of the tape for your main event. Now to Bruce Buffer. Bro, they only have 4 losses. I was not looking at Stipe. Do they have the same win-loss record? I'm going to have to go back and freaking look at that. I know they only have 4 losses, so somebody's 4 has got to go. So we're going to touch gloves. I'm pushing to touch the glove. Sorry, Nogueira. I'm pushing it. This has happened several times. I'm not even meaning to. Oh, jeez. We've landed 2,000 strikes just in this first 2 minutes of the fight. Okay, he is fighting back. He is definitely fighting back. He lands a second takedown. First time around, I was not pushing anything. That time around, I was. So, does not mean much. Flip spots. I think he's trying to go for a submission. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, let's try not to get back at that spot that we were just in. Alright, alright. Interesting first. You injured your opponent's brow. A lot of blood spilt there. Not as much as there. There we go. We're going to touch gloves that time. Trying to bait him to come close. What do you want? Oh no. Ooh. Considering it. I'm considering it. Actually, I'm not. We did not fare well. I went to the ground the last time. He got us there. He got us there. Okay. Uncle AHS is not even pushing anymore. Good for Nogueira there. Okay, now we gotta. Alright. I don't like that. You need to grapple. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Ain't no way. Bro. That was so scary. That was scary. We need to grapple for 50 more seconds, though. I don't think we're going to get it done here. Bro, I thought I tapped. All right. We're not going to the ground anymore. We actually don't need to grapple for 50 more seconds. That was way too close. I thought I got out, and then it was like, boom, the desperation escape, which I don't know how to avoid going that route. But we're holding LT and RT the whole rest of the fight. So I call out what I'm doing. But we have his brow damage. He hasn't protected the body for most of the fight. Okay, that was big. That was good. Ooh. No, no, gosh. Bad spot, bad spot, bad spot, bad spot. Nothing landed either. I know that one time I was far away, but even tried to attempt it, I was going further away. No way. Oh, hell no. Bruv, I'm holding the buttons. Oh, we're in a terrible spot right here. Alright, we did grapple for 50 more seconds. Get up. That should have been like no bar left on his freaking body. This is a very evenly fought fight. He's protected himself at the right places as well. And that's it. And still. And still. Is he going to go up and say it for us? OH? IO? Stipe Miocic has retained his heavyweight championship. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. That was a good fight. That should get fight of the night. That should get fight of the night. Performance of the night might go to Oliveira because that fight was extremely quick as we earn more coins. It was 9-10 on all the scorecards. 75 significant shots. 5 takedowns out of 16 attempted. Alright, so that ends event number 10. Let's see what the hell's going to happen at event number 11. KO of the night went to Miocic. Fight of the night went to the last fight. I think that's a good debate and argument to have, but there are 2 great title fights. Now, let's go to event number 11, see what we'll be seeing next time around. Like I said, all our title fights are opening. We're going to MSG for this. The fight, I can't say is it the fight capital of the world? The world's most famous arena. That's what it's known as. So, Mike Tyson defending his punch-out baddest man on the championship against Tito Ortiz. I feel this is the most intriguing out of the Mike Tyson bouts that have taken place thus far. And the first time he's going against a light heavyweight competitor. All the other ones have been heavyweights. So, will the size factor play a factor? It's Mike Tyson. Next fight, Demetrius Johnson returns to defend his flyweight title against someone that dominated the flyweight division in his first time gone from the UFC. That was Davison Figueiredo, because Figueiredo picked up the championship once Cejudo vacated and retired. Y'all remember that. Next fight, we'll be crowning our first bantamweight champion. Will it be Sean O'Malley, or will it be Dominic Cruz? Next fight for the featherweight championship, crowning our first featherweight champion, who many consider to be the GOAT featherweights. You can include Max Holloway in that conversation as well. But Jose Aldo versus Alexander Volkanovski. And on our main event, we conclude our second Grand Prix that we did. We will crown our first welterweight champion, and it is a trilogy bout. The first time around, Nick Diaz won. The second time around, Robbie Lawler won. This time around, they're in prime. They're in prime mode. Who will win? So I started hearing noises, so that's why I started messing up at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I will see y'all when I see y'all, because I'm out for now. Goodbye.